Hi guys, so this video is about my MDCN exam experience, and by the way, MDCN stands for Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. So if you're a foreign medical graduate, that is, you graduated from a medical school outside Nigeria and you're about to write this exam, or you know a foreign medical graduate that is about to write this exam, you might just get some helpful tips from my experience. So let's get into it. I graduated medical school in 2018 from Ivano-Frankivsk National Medical University, Ukraine. Now, I wrote MDCN exam about like 3 months after, in November. Let's say I graduated July and I wrote my exam in November. But prior to graduation, we started hearing a lot of things about the exam, just like few months to graduation. A lot of rules were changing. The MDCN registrar was not really pro foreign medical graduate, so you can imagine the scare that gave us. We heard the passing rate had dropped drastically, and there were just so many uncertainties. And of course, we had to decide, do we want to stay back there, go to some other country, or go back to Nigeria to face this challenge, really, or to face this thing that seemed like a challenge. So basically, some people decided to stay back, others decided to go to some other countries, while the rest of us came back to Nigeria, obviously. Now, we prepared for the exam about 3 months. It takes about 3 months before you write the exam, and I would advise that it's better you immediately after graduation start preparing on time. Like, that 3 months is not even enough, so just make good use of it. Now, I want to go through this video based on certain questions I get asked a lot from foreign medical graduates like me. So the first question, the first thing people want to know is, where do I prepare for this exam? Yeah, like, it's a big deal because there are a lot of options available. I mean, there are the teaching hospitals, the general hospitals, and also tutorial centers everywhere, like all over Nigeria. There are even online tutorial centers, WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, Skype, everywhere. So there are lots of options available, options you gotta choose from. So basically, what I would say is that it doesn't matter where you choose to prepare for this exam. It does not matter. What matters most is your zeal, your determination to succeed, and God's grace. Your determination to pass the exam, the effort you put towards it, and God's grace. And you can be in a teaching hospital, you can be at a tutorial center, wherever you are, and you see, opportunities right in front of your eyes and not make good use of them. You can have resources, materials, and not make good use of them. When I wrote my exam, I had friends that read for the exam, that prepared for the exam at home on their own, and they passed it easily. So basically, it's about your determination, and of course, the grace of God. So I prepared for my exam at Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital. Yeah, I wasn't the one who actually chose to go there. My parents suggested it. I wanted to go to a tutorial center, but for some reason, I just agreed with my parents to go to Obafemi Awolowo Teaching Hospital. And for me, basically, I'm glad I went there, because one thing about teaching hospital is that you have a lot of options available to you. There are registrars, junior registrars, senior registrars that are ready to teach you. Even the consultants are ready to teach you, as you rarely see them around, basically. But whenever you see them, they are willing to teach you. They understand that you're preparing for an exam. At first, I was scared. This is a system where I'm not actually used to, although I'm from this country. But when it all started, we got used to the environment. They understood that we were preparing for the exam, and they trained us accordingly. So now we were asked to pay a sum of 100,000 naira for the preparation. It was actually MDCN that required us to pay it to whichever teaching hospital you want to prepare at. But it was quite different for National Hospital Abuja. I remember back then, National Hospital Abuja asked us to pay a sum of 200,000 naira, and most teaching hospitals were asking for 100,000 naira. So trust me, we had to put in a lot of effort because that money was not going to waste, really. So while it is within that range for teaching hospitals, for tutorial centers, you can get tutorial centers for 50,000, 80,000. It depends, so just go with your guts. Go with your guts and be determined to succeed. Basically, be determined to succeed, and God will grant you the grace that you need. So yeah, Obafemi Awolowo University was very helpful to me. I remember we would approach registrars, even outside work hours for them. We just say, please take us through certain things. There was a time we had, like, my colleagues and we had a free time. So I saw the chief senior registrar for cardiology unit on the ward, and I just approached him. I was like, sir, can you take me through cardiovascular examinations? And he did. And he asked me, he said, whenever you need help with any of those things, just tell me. We can come to the ward, and you have patients on the ward. You can walk in anytime, you practice, you make good use of your time. So there was a time I also appreciate the moments where I approached one gastroenterology junior reg, and she told me to come during her call hours. Her call was so busy that day. Trust me, I was even scared, like, let me just go back home, something. But she insisted on me. She said, you have come here, and I cannot allow you leave without teaching you. So she taught me. She made sure I went home with something substantial. So these are the opportunities you get at a teaching hospital compared to a tutorial center. So basically, that was, I stayed at Obafemi Awolowo teaching hospital. I prepared, you can walk into the hospital anytime you like, make good use of the registrars, and that's an advantage, basically. So another question I get asked is about accommodation. So what I would advise is that get a place close to your preparation center. Get a place close to your prep center, really, like, so that you can walk in. You understand? You can easily access your preparation center. You don't want to go late for your classes. You don't want to go late, for an appointment you have with someone that wants to go through examinations and stuff with you and that kind of thing. So get somewhere close to your preparation center. Get somewhere conducive. You don't want to get a place that you cannot even study when you are back. You understand? There are noises everywhere. In the night, there are music playing everywhere. Don't get a place close to bars and clubs. No. So get somewhere conducive, for your studying. And also, you get somewhere affordable, because you need money for a lot of things. Photocopies, textbooks, materials. You're going to travel to write the exam, blah blah blah. So get somewhere affordable as well. So another thing people want to know is about the D-Day itself, the exam itself. In my opinion, don't say you want to start preparing for this exam and then you gather all your big textbooks. You carry Kuma and Clark, you carry Bailey's and Love, you carry Bedo, and say, yes, I'm about to kill it. Let me tell you, you have 3 months, and your goal is just to make good use of it, basically. So first of all, get through with your frequently asked questions for the 4 major departments: internal medicine, surgery, pediatrics, and obstetrics and gynecology. So get frequently asked questions for your clerking station, your examination station, and your counseling station. So basically, just get through with that first. Over here, they say common things occur commonly. Trust me, that's the truth. You have to get through with those ones first. About, the public health questions we were asked, they kept repeating the same 5 levels of prevention every time. So if you are going for this exam and you don't know 5 levels of prevention, or you're about to write this exam and you don't, like, maybe this year or next year, and you don't know the updated facts about coronavirus, you're joking. Basically, just go through the frequently asked questions, please. That it will be of help. Don't say since they've been asking it too much, maybe they will ask something different this time. There is a reason why they say that. So go get through with those ones first. You can always refer to your textbooks, even the internet, for further information, for further studying. So I remember part of the things I did when I was at Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital was that I made it a priority to look for a medical student, most preferably in their final year. I look for a medical student to take me through, how they answer their questions, what their examiners expect from them most of the time, how they time them, how they set their questions, because they are used to the system. They've been in their clinicals for a while, and now they're in their final year. So I made sure I looked for a final year student, a medical student, that would take me through, their routine, how they answer and all of that. Basically, I figured out that group studies were not working for me. So I searched for someone that would, be accessible to me whenever I needed to study. So on that day, be calm and be confident. Basically, you want to leave your examiner with something, and you don't want to leave your examiner with him knowing that you are scared. Let him know that this stuff is your stuff. You have your stuff. Own it. You've studied, you've prepared, and just go and impress your examiner. Honestly, impress your examiner with your stuff. When during my time, there was no examination station. Apparently, it doesn't happen before. We were with our stethoscopes expecting examination stations, at least 2. But then there was no examination stations. It was just, counseling, clerking, reading. For the reading, there was the symptoms according to system, diagnosis and treatments, and also the public health stations. So, but for you, it might be different. So basically, be confident. You can meet this exam, they will bring out certain rules for this year, bring out another rules for next year. So there's really no strict rules and guidelines they abide by. So basically, get yourself ready, honestly, for the unexpected, and be confident. So, and by God's grace, you are going to succeed. By the grace of God, you are going to pass that exam. Don't totally rely on your own understanding, because certain people will tell you that they don't even know how they did it, but they passed. So just also rely on God to help you. So before you go for the exam, make sure you eat. Make sure you leave your examiner with an impression that you are confident. There was a particular station I had during my exam, my counseling station. The examiner did not have a score sheet. He had to score me based on what it feels like. He didn't, unlike other examiners, he didn't have a score sheet. So I'm like, okay, this man is staring at me. So when I was done, he said, oh, you've done wonderfully well, I'm impressed, and I'm going to give you a good score. So basically, what I'm just saying is that, what do you want to leave your examiner with? This one had no score sheet, so he had to just pass you based on what it feels like based on what he gets from you. You understand? So, and for those people who have written before and are going for the second or the third time, don't let the fact that you didn't work the first time, or you didn't get it right the first time, affect you this time. Be more confident, bounce back, come back strong, and God is going to help you. All those topics you know that you've not gone through, go through them again. Don't say you have studied before and then what do you want to study now. No, go through them again, refresh your memory, and God is going to help you. So if you have any question for me, you can ask me privately. I don't want to make this video too lengthy, and basically there are other areas I should touch, but I don't want to make it too lengthy. And please don't forget, your epic registration should be done on time. That thing can waste time. That thing can waste your time. Complete your epic registration on time, and also complete your MDCN registration on time. And yeah, all the best to you. And if you have any questions, ask me privately. Thank you.